Okay, hello everyone. So I'm Ibnu. Actually, I've been learning Chinese language from Duolingo. You know the apps? Yeah, I have 150 days streak learning Chinese. But when I came to Shanghai 2 days ago, I can only speak three words. The first one is ni hao, the second is xie xie, and the third one is the magic word, ting putong. It's hard to speak Chinese, but that's the challenge that I have to face because I, yeah, I'm sure that uh, everybody needs to learn Chinese language for anything because the technology is coming from here and anything, e-commerce, anything. So there are a lot of opportunity there if I can speak Chinese. So let's hope I can be the Chinese speakers next time. Okay. So I know what you are thinking. Why Indonesian people coming to Chinese conference in Shanghai? So I'm the GDE, Google Developer Expert for Android. I was the Android GDE. And then I need to drop my GDE title because I need to join Google as the program managers. And then I rejoin or reapply as GDE for cloud for now, until now. And also I have my own company in Indonesia. It's 16 years old. And we are building we are building a lot of apps and also a lot of back-end, front-end, website, anything. And now we are focusing on low-code platform. So we understand that creating the apps or creating a website is easier right now. We can utilize low-code. And also, if you're planning to create the LLM or maybe agents, we can also use low-code for that one. I will show you later. Okay, I think everybody already understand about this one. So AI agent is the apps that has the goal to solve the problem for the customers, and the agents use the models or generative models capability, and also using the tools to connect to external world. For what? Because if we are only using the model, we can only get the result from the last data, not the current data. So if you are using tools, we can connect to our API, our database, or anything in real time. So that's the purpose of the tools. And what's the challenge with building the agents today? We need to control, we need customization for the code that we are building. For example, how we can change the model easily. You understand that there are a lot of models, Gemini, 1.5, OpenAI, Cloud, anything. Imagine that you can easily change the models just only maybe modify 1 or 2 lines of code. That will be amazing. So I suggest you to adapt the framework that can easily change the model, because models, there are a lot of models right now in production. So you need to understand how to change the model easily. So you can use LangChain framework, or maybe you can use another framework to make sure that the code is flexible enough to change the model. Okay, I will show you how to build the models or maybe the AI agents using LangChain. It is very easy. Before we go into the LangChain, there are two methods. There are two architectures that we can use to create the apps or maybe the website. The first one is you can connect your apps or website into the models directly from the mobile apps to the model directly. Just call the API, Gemini API, and then you can get the result. But for this architecture, you need to store your API key. you need to save your API key on the device, on the website. And you need to make sure that API key is secure enough, and you can restrict the usage of API key from the using the maybe the signing key or maybe the domain restrictions and anything. You need to make sure the API key is secure enough. Okay, this is the first architectures you can call directly. This is the easiest one, very easy. Okay, so if you want to get the API key, you can go to ai.google.dev. You can get the API key, and then you can use the API key to call the models and get the results from the AI. Do you know maybe local tools for creating mobile apps? Flutterflow, have you already heard about Flutterflow? Okay, that is the platform that you can use to create the mobile apps easily. And also you can use Gemini on that platform. I will show the video. Is it the video? Okay, this is a video of Flutterflow. For example, you have the layout, and there is a settings menu, and you can click the Gemini and put the API key here. And also, this is the one where you get the API key. So you can just click the get API key and create API key if you don't have already. Just copy the API key. Okay, I need to make sure to delete this API key because it's exposed in this conference. Okay, then and copy the API key to the Flutterflow and create the logic. This one, the first one, we get the photo from the gallery or camera, and the second one, we call the Gemini API. Okay, and the last one is we change the variables on the mobile apps to show the result. This is the result, the example of the results. Let's take a photo or pick from gallery. Yes, this one, I'm trying to create the poem using just a photo. Okay, this is the result. You can see it is very easy to use the API key and get the result from the models. And if you are not developers, if you are not expert in coding, you can utilize the low-code tools. There are a lot of low-code tools, Flutterflow, Builder.io, or maybe Xamarin, anything. You can get a lot of tools to create the mobile apps. Okay, the next one. This is the second architecture. The first one, you can call the model directly. The second one, you can call the models from the backend. So you need to create the API. You need to create the backend. You can use Golang, Python, Node.js, PHP, anything. So the first step, you create the API or the backend system, and you store the API key or service account for the authentication to call the API, and then you can connect using the API to models. For example, using the Vertex. So if you have the mobile apps that want to use the AI, you can call the API on the backend, and the backend forward the request to the models, and the model get the result, and the backend forward the result to the mobile apps or the website. What is the advantage for these architectures? The advantage is you can easily modify the prompt. If you have something that you need to put for the additional context, you can just put it on the backend, and you can get additional context. So this is the advantage. The disadvantage is it's a complex. You need to create the backend. You need to create the authentication to make sure the backend can only call by your front end. And you need also to secure the API key. So this is the second architecture, but I love it. I have a lot of flexibility to modify the prompt, modify the message, and maybe to combine any model that I want to use. Not only one model, maybe I can use a lot of models in the backend. So this is very flexible. Okay, if you want to use Firetext AI, and you can use Firetext AI on your backend, you can just open the console.cloud.google.com. You can open the Firetext AI menu and make sure you have the active credit. Yeah, it's not expensive if it's on development phase. But I think you need to try to use the Firetext AI. What is the difference between Firetext AI and Gemini API? The difference is the Firetext AI is built for the company, for the enterprise. So if you want to use the Google AI, please consider using Firetext AI, not using the Gemini API. That's different. And we can use the Google ecosystem if we are using the Firetext AI. And on the right side is the flow on the Flutter flow on the mobile apps development. So we can call the API if the API returns true or returns success, we can do something. If else, we can just show the error message. Okay, I want to introduce you about the tool calling. I think you already heard about the tool calling today on a lot of, from a lot of speakers. But what is tool calling? So if you want to make our chat model can connect to external world, for example, our API, we can consider using tool. But there is one thing that we need to consider. The model only generates the arguments for a tool, and actually running the tool is up to developers. For example, we have the API to get the weather in Hawaii. So we register the tool or register the API to the model. So, hey API, hey model, I have the tool to get the weather in Hawaii. If someone asking about weather in Hawaii, please don't send the response, but let us know. So that's the flow of the tools. If someone asking about the weather in Hawaii, please don't give the response to the users. Just let me know. I will handle it. That's the flow of the tool. So if the system detects about the weather in Hawaii, the model will let the developers know, oh, someone asking about the weather. This is the data. This is the parameter. Please do something. We can call the API. We can get the data from database. We can get anything, and we can give the response to the model. Okay, this is the response. Please give this response to the users. So that's how we use tool. So we process the message, and we give response to the model, and model give response to the customers. Okay, that is the process of the tool. Okay, talking about code, this is something that we have two tools. The first one is add something. 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, add. And the second one is multiply. 2 multiplied by 2, 3 multiplied by 3, and so on. So we can register two tools in this code, add and multiply. Then we can just invoke the models using the .invoke query. If someone asking about the math, about the add or multiply, the model will not respond the query. They will ask the developers to solve the query. For example, we have two function here, add and multiply. We can just do something on the functions and get the result and give the result to response to the model to give back to the customers. So this is the example of using tools using LangChain. It is very easy, right? You can try LangChain and implement this just only few codes. Okay, this is the example if you are using the backend for the API. So we can register our API. Of course, you need to deploy it first. I use Cloud Run for this one. If someone take the photo and send the photo to the backend, I will get the response from the backend side. This one, let's try. Take the photo or pick the gallery. The smart lock. This is the app that I can get the product specification for e-commerce platform. For example, just yeah, like Meituan or anything, the e-commerce platform. This is product specification. So we can see that Gemini or maybe Vertex AI can accept the image or multimodal, not only text, but also the image. And if I want to change the model using another model other than Google, I can just change 2 or 3 lines of code, not to revamp everything, not to create from scratch. It's very easy if you are using LangChain for that one. Because maybe now Gemini is only 1.5, maybe the next year or maybe next day we have a lot of models options that we can use. Okay. Okay, I will show you how to create AI agent using LowCode. This is very, very easy for you. Even if you don't have any capability to code, you don't have any skill to code, you can use these low-code tools. The first one, I will introduce N8N. Yeah, this is the low-code that you can use. What you can see is I have the AI agents on the screen, and we can use any kind of model. For example, Google Vertex chat model. Of course, you can change the model with the window buffer memory to make sure the agent can memorize what is the message that I was asking before. And also, we can register as many as tools. In this sample, I only use one tool to get the widder from the API. And if someone asking about the widder, so the model will ask, the agent will ask the tool to solve the problem, to respond to the query. So that's one kind of tools. So I will show you the demo. Okay, later. So the second one, this is the Flowwise AI. You can also use these low-code tools to create the agents. This is the same as N8N. You can register the tools and also the memory and also the model. Only 3 required parameters: the models, memory, and also tools. So you can just register, just click, drag and drop, and it's done. I will show you. This is the video. The first thing is you can register the AI agent, and then you can just choose the model from the option and pick the project ID and credential, and you can pick the memory. You can also use Postgres or Redis or anything. I use the easiest one. And the last one is tool. Okay, can I just pause this one? Pause. Okay. So we can see that I have an URL, and also I have the parameters. So it will be filled automatically if we put the description. This is required for making this tool called. So when someone asking about the widder and give a clue about the locations, it will automatically call this tool. Okay? So this is very easy. Just click, drag and drop, and it's done. Okay, let's try again from this one. Okay, this one. Okay, And we can just ask, how is the weather in New Orleans? Enter. The answer is, the weather in New Orleans is hot and humid. So this is the response from the API. If we can see the response of the sample API, it's the JSON response. This one. Yeah, easy, right? So you can imagine how to create the tools. For example, if you are planning to create the chatbot to help the customers to choose the products from the e-commerce platform, you can just create a lot of API, for example, to query the products, to find the products based on the filters, based on the preference or anything, and then you can create the API to order a product or add to cart, and you can ask the customers to pay the products from using email or maybe from using the WeChat or Alipay. So this is the flow that you can use, everybody can use, and you can use low code for that one. Okay. Another one, this is the more extensive usage for using the low code. For example, this is the agent that can help the employee to get the data from Clockify using Slack. So the employee can just ask on the AI agents that is installed on the Slack, and it can return the project list or the client list or create new log time or maybe the update log time or anything, just put a lot of tools. So you can put a lot of API here. So this is something you can try at home and put a lot of tools, and it will be automatically chosen by models based on your descriptions. So this descriptions plays in important things, important roles to make the models understand what tools that I need to choose for this query, for this message. So you need to make sure to put a lot of description on its tools, and also description on its arguments. So it can understand what is the message, what is the query, what tools that I need to choose by the model. Okay? The next step you can try is you can learn about the Firebase Gen Kit, or maybe the theory about the retrieval augmented generations, because Google also have the solution for you. If you don't want to code anything, they have the agent builder that you can just upload your data to the Google Cloud, and it will be automatically created the chatbot for you that you can put on your website or maybe to your Facebook or anything. So that's the product from Google. I think this is the last slide from me. If you have any questions, let's discuss now. Okay, thank you. Any questions?